Hey, Jeff Fuller back on with you. Jay Fuller Interviews on YouTube, the Facebook group, Instagram, and Twitter. You certainly can subscribe on YouTube as well. It's a little greater than icon at the bottom of the screen. Joining me now is Tim Messier. Tim is the athletic director at Lamoille Union. Tim, how are you?
Very well, thank you. How about
Well,
yourself?
I'm doing well. It's a little hot, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. Being a
No,
Vermonter, I complain about the cold, not the heat.
exactly.
So, talk to me a little bit. I was adopted when I was an infant. Grew up in Vermont. Where did you grow up?
Actually, right in Hyde Park, Vermont. My mom and dad moved over here when Memorial Union opened, as my dad was the first PE teacher at the school in 1967.
So, when you were a kid, did you want to follow in your dad's footsteps, or what drew you into the education realm?
Sure, absolutely not. Both my parents were teachers, and I didn't think I wanted to do that. Absolutely loved basketball, but didn't think I wanted to coach either. Graduated from Lamoille in '86, went to UVM, wanted to be a lawyer, so thought that was the route I was going to go. And then I had this outstanding professor in one of my classes, and it was an ed class, introductory to ed, and she was transformative in my life and maybe helped me realize that I was in denial about wanting to be a teacher or not wanting to be one. And she guided me. I changed my major, and the rest is history. Going into year 29 this year at Lamoille, which is incredible. Spent the first 10 or 11 years teaching middle level social studies, and then shortly thereafter, starting at Lamoille, I got into the coaching realm.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit. This picture behind me, VBCA Hall of Fame, Vermont basketball coaches. What does that mean to be included in that group?
Probably the most meaningful thing is the folks that were in there prior to me, including my dad, who was my inspiration, my role model, my hero. Passed away a number of years ago to cancer. Yesterday would have been his 80th birthday, but being in there with him, incredible,
So, Tim,
as
when I think
well
of,
as the other
I'm sorry, go ahead, Tim.
simply amazing coaches in the city.
And I think we've lost Tim. We'll drop him down. Hopefully, that reconnect. Tim Messier, the athletic director at Lamoille Union High School Lancers, just making some time and sticking with us. So we're going to bring him back up. Tim, are you still there? Can you hear? Sounds kind of like a frozen screen. Um,
Yeah,
there we go.
I lost you for a while there, Jeff.
Oh, it's good to have you back. So I just want to share that when I first was in Johnson, you were the boys basketball coach, and I've always been pretty cocky, arrogant, probably overbearing. But you were one of the Vermont coaches that I said, "Wow, he's actually a really good coach." And at the time, I think it was Jason Jones, Lauren Royer, that group of guys. Can you just talk about what that was like to get into coaching high school boys?
I hear any of your audio, Jeff.
And I think I'm back. We're just trying this out. Tim, can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, here.
I I can hear you
Okay.
now.
Let's see if this works. I was just talking about that team that you coach with Jason Jones and Lauren Royer. Um, can you just talk about coaching high school boys?
And now
How did that opportunity present itself? Unfortunately, I think we lost Tim right there, but I just remember being a part of that team, just showing up at open gyms and watching those guys play. And unfortunately, Jason, I think he broke his leg or broke his arm 1 year, and so that really was a struggle for him with pursuing that 1,000 points. But Tim, are you back with us? And I hear you. I can see you. Um, we may have to edit, re-record, but Tim, can you hear? And we're going to get back to Tim Messier in a little bit. Here's a picture from this season. That's actually my son in that bottom corner going against Lamoille. It's a great to have crosstown rivalries as well. And so, Tim, uh, we'll try to figure this out in a little bit. But yeah, Tim Messier, he has a great story. We hope to get him back on. He's been at Lamoille for a little bit and talking about crosstown rivalries. Definitely their play with People's Academy just a few miles away is certainly a rivalry. And when you have a Division two school against a Division three school, it's always something notable, something worthwhile to pack the gym and to be a part of. Scott Verzilli is going to connect with us later as well and just talk a little bit about that. But we're trying to bring on Tim again. There you go, Tim. And I think you are muted again, but at least we can see you. So that's a positive. If you can hear me, can you hear? We see you moving, Tim. So can you hear anything that I'm saying? We're going to have to try this over. There you go. You look good. I think you're still muted though. If you can just hit that, and then we're gonna continue the conversation. There you go, Tim. I can hear you. And there you went. I think we're just going to have to schedule this for another time, but we thank you so much for making the time to be a part and join in. We have some other great interviews coming up, and we look forward to connecting, unfortunately, with internet connections and technology. Some things don't always work out to plan, and we're going to have to talk about the Lamoille Lancers coming up as we've had other interviews and some great times involved. So, anyway, thanks for trying to join in and listen in, and we'll talk to you again soon. Jeff Fuller, Jay Fuller Interviews on YouTube, Facebook group, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll be back with a better connection at a later time.